Ka-chow!
This is what it looks like when a brake pad has gone metal to metal. It means that there is no friction material left in the brake pad and the metal backing is now touching the metal rotor. You can clearly see the difference in the friction material on the old pad versus the new pad. Okay, these went metal to metal. You can tell there's almost nothing left in that one. And this side is completely toast. So we are going to start by loosening our caliper slide pins, and then because we're doing rotors today, we're also going to be removing these two bolts as well. These are both 13s, and you will need something to hold this still. If you can't fit around this side, you can actually fit around the square edges of this piece here. And these have Loctite on them, so good luck. Okay, break both of your 21 millimeters loose. For some reason, my camera was not filming as I removed the T30 set screw with an impact. Usually these are in here with Loctite, so I would recommend using an impact if it doesn't come right off with a normal ratchet. Spray the rust protected coating off the new rotor. This vehicle had a lot of rust on the hub, so I cleaned off the rust and applied some anti-seize. When you put the new rotor on, you need to make sure to line up the correct hole for the holder screw. A trick would be that you could use a lug stud to hold the rotor while you place the holder screw. The torque spec on that holder screw is 8 Newton meters, or just past hand tight. Next, you're going to clean the area where the pads live. You can do this with a wire brush or a wire wheel and some brake clean. Then we want to clean and lubricate the caliper slide pins. I like to do these one at a time so you don't accidentally mix them up. Test their function and adjust how much air is in the boot if necessary. I like to apply blue Loctite on the caliper bracket bolts when reinstalling and torque the bolts to 200 Newton meters. Okay, the caliper bracket bolts are torqued to 200 Newton meters, or about 150 foot-pounds, 149 foot-pounds. Before retracting the piston, make sure the brake fluid level is not already at the maximum, and also loosen the cap so as not to create excess pressure. Go nice and slow. Watch the dust boot to make sure it doesn't get pinched or start to balloon. Lubricate where the ears of the brake pads will ride, making sure not to get lube on anything other than that spot. You only have one squeaker, which is the manual indicator for when the pads are low. Put it on the inside, since the inside is so much harder to see and check. Pro tip, I had to squish the hardware on the pad so that the pads would fit correctly on these aftermarket pads. Put the caliper back on and torque the caliper slide pin bolts to 35 Newton meters. Remember to test your brake fluid since it needs to be changed every 3 years, and pump the brakes so they're firm before driving.
Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe below so we can help other people find this video. I offer automotive education and consulting, so if you need help completing this job, my contact information is in the description below.